He does the ASCAP workshop year to year. We're going to hear more about that in a little while, I think. But this is what he did for me. And I mean, I'll start off by saying if it wasn't for Stephen Schwartz, I wouldn't be here tonight. I wouldn't have my family. I wouldn't have any kind of career at all. This is what happened. I was right out of college. I was in Canada, in Toronto, working various bar mitzvah gigs and weddings, you know, and also playing for auditions. I would charge someone $20 to come over to my house, and we would learn a song together, and then I'd go play for them at their audition. And well, the show Godspell was coming to Toronto. It was successful all over the world, and they were going to have a Toronto company. And Stephen Schwartz himself came up to Toronto to cast, to do the final auditions and cast the show finally. And I was there with two different friends of mine who were going to audition for Stephen. One of them was going to sing one of the songs from Godspell. Well, she sang her song, I played for her, and Stephen said out of the blue, he said, I want to talk to that piano player. And it was me, and I came up, what is it? He says, could you stay for the rest of the auditions? He said, this pianist doesn't seem to know any of the songs that the people are playing. You know all of them. I had already played a song. Dusty Springfield, somebody auditioned for, you know, and I said, sure, I'll stay for the rest of the day. And everybody was singing Aquarius from Hair anyway, didn't they? I knew that song. And at the end of the day, Stephen had cast his cast, and by the way, it was a legendary cast that included all people that are all my best friends today. This Stephen that day cast Martin Short, he cast Eugene Levy, he cast Dave Thomas and Andrea Martin from SCTV, and Gilda Radner, the late great, and the beautifully singing Victor Garber, who he cast in our show, and then he took him right out of our show and put him in the movie that he made of Godspell, because Victor just, you know, he was Jesus personified. So at the end of the day, Stephen said to me, can you get a band together and conduct this show? Well, I had never done anything like that before in my life, but all of a sudden I was in show business. And I did so, and I played the show for Stephen. He brought me in to play on the movie soundtrack of Godspell. That's where I met Steve and Ricky, and I met Doug later. And then he said, when this show is over, I'm going to bring you to New York, and I want you to play for me there on Broadway. And he actually did that. I moved to New York. I played the magic show for him. I got hired on Saturday Night Live, and you know, the rest of it brought me here tonight. And you know, isn't that some story? I mean, that talks to me about a guy whose name is Stephen Schwartz, who not only helps people, but he moves people around. He said to me, you should be in New York, and he brought me to New York. This man takes his knowledge and he lays it on the people who need it the most. He drops, if you will, if I may, Stephen Schwartz drops the knowledge. Here's Victor Garber.